This past Saturday, North Central's football team rolled to a 69-18 win over Olivet College. We got reactions from the game in this week's What's the Word?
You try to contain him and make sure that you can box him in and get your linebackers to run, square up, and do those kinds of things. But he's a good back. He gives you a leg, he takes it away. I don't know what he had. He had 125 yards or something in the first half.
We were just doing everything we can. I mean, these guys came out ready to play today. They played hard. They're a good football team. We were switching it up, and we just couldn't find a way to stop that running back. He's a good kid.
We knew we had to be physical with them because they're a very scrappy team, and just worked out. You know, the offensive linemen, the receivers, everyone was blocking well. They were executing, and the running backs were just making plays when we got our opportunities.
North Central I think they've had the advantage every year. You know, going in, I think they said they had 5 straight division champions or something like that. You know, they play good teams and experience, and I think. They're overall as a team just older and have been in the program more, I think, and that gives them the edge. And they're just, they're a good team. So.
Oh, well, we got a lot of guys in. We got a lot of experience in these last 2 games. A lot of guys are getting ready. A lot of guys that haven't played college football before are getting in, getting ready to play, and that's always good when you can have experience coming into a conference play because we got a tough conference this year. We're going to go down to Milliken next week and pull one out. We've got to come in this week and be tough. So. That's about all there is to it.
A lot of the seniors have worked really hard to get where we're at today, building this program up, and we just want it to pay off. All that work that we've done in the off season, everywhere in the classroom, all of it. We just want it to pay off. So we're coming out here with a purpose, a little bit of an edge, and it's paying off now.
Brad Spencer is in his 6th season with the Cardinals and recently was selected among 8 D3 coaches for Global Football's Bowl of the Stars game. Brad, that's pretty cool. December 19th, I believe it is, you guys are going to Mexico to play in this game.
Yep.
50 of the top D3 players you're going to be coaching. Just talk about how you ended up in this position.
I think the #1 contributor was that I've organized all of our trips when we've gone overseas here at North Central, and just the relationships that I've made with the people in global football and some other coaches that I've had an opportunity to meet at the national convention, I think has led me into that path.
Were you a little bit surprised that you were selected among 6 other head coaches and I believe 1 other defensive coordinator? You've been with the program for 6 years, yet some of these guys got some real tenure behind them.
Yeah, they do, so it could be a little intimidating, I guess, when we finally get there and sit down on the board and do X's and O's, and I look around and it's all head coaches and coordinators, but I just look at it as it's a relationship thing, and I've met some really great people, and hopefully they've thought highly enough of me to put me in that position, and it's not something that you get to do every day, so I'm really excited about it and honored.
Talking about not getting to do every day, you guys are going to visit some Aztec pyramids. Yep. Have you read anything about that? You know anything about that?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I will know everything Mexico that there is, just like when we went to Ireland and Italy and Switzerland.
Brad, last year you coached with Eric Studeman, who was, I believe, a GA with the team. Do you keep in contact with Eric?
Yeah, I talk to Eric still pretty regularly. I talked to him 2 weeks ago before they played Vanderbilt. So it's fun talking to him, and just, he's going in to play Florida and Vandy and LSU and some of those teams, and it's just good to get his side of the story and what it's like to be a part of big-time football.
Now, Studeman, he left the program with 175 career receptions, the most in the program's history. Steve Lavick on the team right now, he's a junior. He's kind of next in line if anybody's going to break that record. He's got 95 career receptions. On the season, he has 6 catches for 51 yards. Maybe not the production that he would like after 3 games, but then you also have to look at it that 2 of those games were against Benedictine and Olivet, where some of the younger guys were playing. What's your prognosis on Steve right now? I know he started off the season not so healthy, but how's he doing?
We're hiding him. We don't want anybody to know that we still have him. No, it's just with our passing game, it's kind of whatever the defense does, that's where the ball is going to go. And we have a great quarterback in Aaron Fanthorpe who makes the right reads. Steve will get involved. He'll get his touches. And if he would break that record that Eric held, then that'd be great. If not, then he's still going to have a great career here at North Central.
That's absolutely. Junior defensive lineman Robert Champion leads the team with 6.5 tackles for a loss and 2 sacks. Robert, that's pretty impressive to start your junior season. Is that kind of what you envisioned right from the get-go?
Yes, it is. I don't know, that's what I worked for in the off season. Last year before coming into this season, I talked to Winky and he's like, I want you to be the center of the defense, to be able to control the line of scrimmage, and like that's what I worked for, and like that's what I'm going for.
You are the center of the defense. You're right there in the nose guard. You play a 3-4 defense. That means you got 2 other defensive ends right beside you. It's not the same as a 4-3 where you might have a 3-technique tackle right next to you. Can you just kind of talk about the 3-4? Do you really fight with those offensive linemen?
Yeah, I get hammered every play. There's not one play where I don't get like just hit really hard, and I don't know, that's what I like, because I know if I get double teamed or triple teamed, that leaves the linebacker free, and it's not if I make the tackle, it's if the tackle's made, and that's more important than me getting sacks or tackles for loss.
Double teams, triple teams, but yet you're still second on the team in tackles. Can you explain it?
I think the easiest way to say is just firing off the ball, and just firing as hard as I can off the ball and trying like to push the line of scrimmage backwards, because even though like I am like right in the center, it sort of gives me advantage because I am the closest one to the ball, so I'm probably the closest one to making the tackle. It's just, can I get around those guys that are trying to block me?
A lot of defensive changes made this year throughout the 3 games. Freshman Joe Michaels, he's really been doing a good job on special teams for you guys. Josh McLeod, Scott Scateris are 2 sophomores. Are there any younger guys that really have stepped out in your mind that you think are really helping the team?
I mean, I can't speak for like the other positions, but I know like on the defensive line, Chris Staten, he's a defensive end or 3 technique, and like he's really quick off the ball. He's got great hands. Like he's someone that could help us out in the future. Like just got to work in the weight room. And McLeod again, like he's also really good, like quick and fast. Like what I noticed with the younger guys coming up, I came out, I was like, man, I'm pretty fast for a D lineman, but like just keep getting faster. I don't know how.
Now, Coach Thorne made the change from running backs coach to defensive line coach. How has that impacted you? Do you like playing for Coach Thorne as the position coach?
Oh, always. It's always fun. He's always got that little spark to him. You don't know whether he's just going to be key line that day or it's going to be super intense. And so he always keeps you on your toes. And just the amount of coaching knowledge that he has is just phenomenal. Just him being able to pick up on little things where you just never would have noticed.
Right. Well, North Central finished up its non-conference schedule on a high note, and here's your plays of the week. First play here, end of the first quarter. Champ, take us through this one.
Basically, I knew it was 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, I think. It was very close, and my Coach Winky told me to get off the ball and make the tackle. So
play later, we had a blocked punt, and then Coach, you got to love to see this. Pat Malik, a week after Butch breaks one, Pat Malik goes 65 yards, a senior running back for you. That was awesome.
Yep, both those senior running backs that are backing up Dom have had big, long runs right now. I'm sure they're trash-talking to Dom a little bit because he doesn't have a real long one yet.
All right, well, Coach, last year, Champ was definitely one of those guys that solidified himself on the defensive line towards the end of the season, getting some playing experience and doing well. But to start last season, you said he was a running back?
Well, his freshman year, I was coaching the running backs. He was a running back. He was a big fullback, you know. And he tried to just run right over the top of somebody. And, of course, they went low, and it messed his knee up, and he had to have a surgery and miss that whole season. So then they switched him to D-line. So here I am trying to coach the running backs. I don't have Champ anymore. So I had to move to D-line just so I could coach him again.
Champ, talk about that. Now you're 6'1", 292 pounds. You've been able to keep that weight on?
No. No, I weigh probably 275, 280 right now, fluctuating. I came in heavier because I knew I wanted to play at around 275, 280, between actually 270 and 280, because I know I'd be faster at that. Yeah. I'd much rather be quicker off the ball, sure, more agile than just lose and not be as like big on the line. Sure. Because hearsay,
it's definitely a game of speed these days. Well, we'd like to thank Coach Spencer and Champ for joining us, and stay tuned with more with John Thorne. We'll be right back.